Hello everyone, this is Pawfect and welcome back to episode 2 of my Stonehearth Starter Guide series. We just missed out on getting our upgraded, our additional worker. So that's a little bit disappointing, but that's okay. And Jeff has just got to level 2 Trapper, so he can charm pets now. And he can now be upgraded to a shepherd, which we're not going to do just yet. And Rufus Garrow has come along to sell wares. So every now and then you get these travelling merchants to come along and you can buy things from them. I don't want to buy anything from them, but I do want to sell. So we made all these extra tables that I don't really care about, and I'm just going to sell those for a little bit of gold. So up to 71 gold now, and I think everything else we want to keep. Yep, we want to keep all that. Actually, we'll sell that one there. And up to 75 gold. So we could buy some ore, but we're not going to do that. So thank you for your time, friend, but I'm not going to bother with that. So our net worth is slowly still going up. But we did miss out on the last one, so hopefully this one we will be able to get. So let's keep making more items. Are you making anything? If this goes green, it means that's currently what they're making. So this our carpenter isn't making anything just yet. So I think what we're going to do is we'll just make a few extra dining tables just for now, and hopefully that'll help get our net worth up a little bit more. So how are we going for crafts? I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to make this person here with the high spirit become a herbalist. I also would like a weaver. So we're going to make someone that's relatively average. Maybe this person here. We're going to make you a weaver. And now that we've got our herbalist, we need to make our herbalist bench, and we're going to craft one of those. And then I'm going to craft 10, actually maybe 15 of these tonics right away. So once they've made the workbench, we'll place the workbench down, and then we'll be able to grab that. And I think to keep our workers busy just for the moment, we might actually start to get some mining going. So we'll mine in here, and if we press slice, you can see that level that you're currently at. So we're going to mine into the side of the mountain, just that little bit of space there, and start collecting some coal and some copper and various resources, as well as stone. And now hopefully they've finished building the workshop, which they have, and we're just going to chuck it here because I want to keep all our workshops together for the moment so they're all in the same area. And what else do we get? We also got a weaver, so we're going to make a loom, a spinning wheel, and a workbench. And looks like we've got invaders. So if we click over here, these enemies are coming to attack us. So hopefully our warrior over here, yep, is going to be able to kill those. So as you can see, Fiona is losing a little bit of health, but she's already killed one. And these are some little tree ants, minions of the forest. So a couple of down. So she's defending reasonably well. She seems to be a bit hungry though, so hopefully that's not slowing her down. But hopefully she'll take care of those. It looks like she's already killed half and hasn't lost a lot of health, so she should be able to kill all those without too much issue. And in the meantime, I think... oh no, we've finished the loom and the spinning wheel, but we haven't finished the other item. I can't remember what it was. It might have been a workbench. Now with the items that enemies drop, even though these are logs, they're classified as loot because they died from an enemy. So you have to go to your harvest and go all the way to loot and then collect it like that, just for the loot. So what's our net worth? So our net worth's over what we need to, and our edibles are slightly under, so we need to keep collecting our edibles, but I think everyone's just eaten just before. So let's keep making sure we're collecting things. And then they're constantly mining just there for the moment. So we're getting lots of lots of copper. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. No, we don't want to clear anything at the moment. So I think we're going to need possibly some more food soon, considering that's not going up too quickly. So I still want to have a minimum of 2 workers though. So I'll just have to see how that goes. But hopefully if we collect all these berries, our food should go back up. And have we built the last of the weaver items? We have the weaver workbench. So now with the weavers, we go to the weavers craft menu. So we can make bolts of cloth, which you need thread. We need leather, which you also need thread. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to maintain 10 thread at all times. And because cloth and leather are used for some of these other items, let's maintain 5 leather at... Oops, how do I delete that? Let's delete that. 5 leather at all times, and we've just got a level 1 herbalist. And I want to make 5 cloth at all times. So our weaver will go along making thread, leather, and cloth. The priority order will be the thread, then the leather, then the cloth. So as we make leather, so when we try to make the leather and we run out of cloth, run out of thread, they'll make more thread and then they'll be able to continue with the leather. And they just leveled up to level 1. So our people are leveling up reasonably well. Our edibles are getting up there slowly, but surely. And we're doing plenty of mining, which we're getting a lot of copper. So we use ores when we get a blacksmith, which we don't have a blacksmith just yet. What do we have? Let's go to our inventory just for a sec. So as far as tools, we do have a mason's chisel, so we could make one of our workers a mason. I'm not going to do that just yet, considering we don't have many people available for extra jobs at this stage. I want to keep our workers going. And there's some silver as well. We found some silver. So with this stone that they mine, you can randomly get any ore, but if you mine on a vein, you get a lot of that ore. So it's night time now. How's your health going? Whoops, wrong button. So I think because there's not going to be anyone fighting, we're going to get rid of the job. And as you can see, our warrior will now help pick up items where they weren't before. And just because I haven't shown you before, if I go to the warrior and I go more info and go to the backpack, now you can see what items they're carrying. And as she drops it off in the stockpile, they will be disappearing, as you can see now. Okay. So let's keep collecting these. So I'm going to speed this up now because I want to get more edibles. We're back up over 50, and our net worth's back over 550, and our morale's actually quite high, and our safety's very high. So everyone's pretty happy with us at the moment. So I think tomorrow we will be able to get an extra worker. Alright, so they've mined out that area. You always want to make sure that your workers always have something to do, otherwise it's downtime that's not necessary. If you keep them doing stuff, they'll keep learning, they'll keep upgrading, and things will go along nicely. Okay, I don't think we actually need any workers for anything just at the moment, so I think what we're going to do is we might change your job, and we might get a mason. So the reason why I want a mason is you need a mason to be able to build the tool for the blacksmith. And I want blacksmith because that gives our warriors better armor and better weapons. So we get our mason. Now that Mick has become a mason, we should have the mason. Where's our mason? There we are. Standing right in front of me. And we'll make a workbench. And when you've leveled up enough, I want you to make a pedestal as well. And for the moment, you don't really have any items I want you to make, but I'm going to maintain that weapon as one, so when you've got enough levels, you can always make those. And I think let's make some stone benches. So let's make maybe 10. Actually, we'll go with 5, just to level you up. and then hopefully at level 2 we'll get some better items. So we've got another trader. If you make 3 wooden swords, I'll give you 2 wooden garden lanterns. I don't really care about wooden garden lanterns, so I'm not going to worry about that. Sometimes you can get some good items from those traders, and sometimes you don't. Okay, so hopefully we've now got our workbench, and we can place that down. So this is sort of our crafting center of the town, and I want my workers to keep collecting this. So hopefully, yep, you should probably spend a fair bit of your time doing that. I think you can pick it and place it on the ground, and our warrior can pick it up. Okay, we've got our food, we've got our morale, and we've got our net worth up. And Tess Nonak has joined. So what is your stats? Whoops, what are your stats? If I go to Tess Nonak, high in spirit, low in mind, decent body. Okay, so that's not the greatest stats, but we can deal with that. Now I want to keep leveling up our herbalist, so let's just keep making more tonics. And over time your herbs do disappear. So what I want to do is I actually want to level up our mason, because I want to start building stone chests. You need to be level 2 to be able to make those, so I'm going to maintain 5 chests. So when we eventually get high enough level, we'll be able to do that. And I think in the meantime, we're going to keep mining out this area, because I need more stone to level up our mason. So we've got 80 food, 750 net worth, so that's starting to tick along nicely. So the good thing is our warrior will start collecting the items as these guys will be mining them out. So it's a team effort there. And because our carpenter doesn't appear to be making anything, they're also hauling some items for us as well. So if they're not doing anything, they'll help out by carrying things around town, which is quite useful. We want to keep leveling up our carpenter though, and we want to keep getting more worth. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create... Let's make some park workbenches that we can sell. So let's make 10 of those just to keep leveling up, because you need to be able to be level 4 in order to make the bow, and then 5 to make that item, so which is the shepherd's crook. So I want to keep leveling them up, and I think we're just going to keep doing more mining. I'm going to mine out this way, and maybe we'll make another entrance there as well. So I'm just going to keep mining this, and this is why I want to be close to a mountain, so you get stone. If you mine over in these areas here, you mostly only collect dirt and clay. Actually, I don't even think you get dirt, I think it's just clay occasionally, and maybe some stone. Whereas up here, you get all your resources as well as stone, which is what I want, which is why I want to be near that location. These locations are generally better for resources, like the plants and the berries, but if you bring them over to your base, then you'll have them next to you. You can't bring a mountain to you, unfortunately. So that's why I like to be closer to the mountains. So if I go click on the visibility, I can make that the bottom there, so you can see through the house and see who's inside, which is always a useful thing to have. How's our edibles? It's gone down a little bit. Looks like everyone's starting to eat again. And how's our mason going? Do you still have stone in order to be able to make things? Yep, you've got plenty, but you're not making anything and you're not leveling up. So let's make some more... Maybe let's make some stone tables now. Let's make 10 of those, just to keep you leveling up, because I really want to get these stone chests. And I think while we're here, we might as well maintain one of each of these tools as well. So as you can see, if I didn't get the trapper's knife now, I would have to have got a carpenter to make the mason item, the carpenter level 3 to make the item to be able to get a mason, and then I'd have to level my mason all the way up to level 3 to be able to get this trapper's knife. So that's the main reason why I get it first, and not wait till later. The other reason for that is now we're getting leather, so we would not have been able to get leather if we had just gone for our the other items, because you need the trapper's knife in order to get leather. Now I want to keep leveling up our herbalist. The reason for that is I want the herbalist to upgrade to a cleric. So if I go more info, she's close to leveling up, but if I should go to change jobs, A cleric, which is here, needs a level 2 herbalist. So you have to, these professions up here, or jobs up here, you have to be a certain level in the professions below and then upgrade that worker to be able to become the higher level one. So this requires a level 2 herbalist, which I think you might have just leveled up. Yep, they just leveled up. So now I'm going to ask you to make a cleric's tome. So this is the main reason why I want that trapper's knife, so that I can actually make leather. Because otherwise I would have to have gone all the way up to Mason level 3 to be able to get a trapper's knife, then make my trap things and then get leather. Whereas by getting the trapper's knife you can get leather early. And I want the cleric's tome, once we finally get some herbs, because clerics are really good in combat. They don't do any damage, but what they do is they heal your warriors, and they heal your warriors for quite a lot. So it really adds to your military strength very quickly, and you can just about kill anything in the first few weeks without having to worry about anything, because your warrior just constantly gets healed. Now I think we're going to have to build another bed, because we've got that extra person. So let's make a new bed, but I might make a comfy bed this time, and I might start upgrading towards a comfy bed. So Norm, there's nothing there that I want, but let's start selling things. So we've got quite a lot of these tonics, and once we've got a cleric, we actually don't need tonics. So I'm going to sell 20 of those. We're starting to get the storage, we want to use those. We don't need this furniture, because we've only made those to be able to level up our workers, or level up our professions. And is there anything we want to buy? Nope, that's fine, but we've got extra gold. There are some things that I do buy from these people, but not at the moment. And it looks like these guys don't have anything to do. So while you don't have anything to do, go back to mining. Thank you. And actually, we also need to collect these. So why aren't these being collected? Because we need a lot more food and a lot more net worth. Our net worth's going up really quickly, actually. So we need, our net worth's close, but our food is what's starting to let us down. So come on guys, let's collect this. Can I make this a priority? Hopefully once they've done this mining, they'll start to collect all the extra berries. Berries don't give you a whole lot of food because they are just the cheap, easy things to collect. But I also need these herbs so that our herbalist can make oh no, they made it. Okay, so let's upgrade you now. So if I go change jobs, you can now become a cleric. And let's just pause for a sec because our warrior currently isn't doing its job. So let's go back to job now that they've got invaders. And put the spell back on. So now our warrior will put down their items and defend us. So let's go to the army. And you guys need to attack. So obviously our work is being attacked there. If I go, why is my combat party not working? Nope, whoops, don't press that button. For some reason this isn't working. Normally you just click on this, and you can click on an enemy, and then that works. Anyway, as you can see, our warrior here is attacking these. They've got an upgraded weapon now and a shield. And our cleric's just going to stand behind and heal them. So she's not going to lose any health now. And that'll be all very good. And our footman just leveled up as well. So much edibles. So we've got plenty of edibles now that we're actually starting to collect these. And our mine's coming along quite nicely. So I think now that we've done that, what we're going to do next... So we're going to turn these people's jobs off now, so both the cleric and the warrior. So they'll help collect items. And in the meantime, I think what we're going to do is we're going to build another house once we collect all these, just to keep getting our net worth up. And I think we're going to go a shared sleeping quarters house. So this is just to start with, and we're going to put it maybe right here. Actually, maybe we'll put it over here. This can be our sleeping quarters place. So the same thing as before, you click build, and then that will now be placed there, and all our workers will start to build that building. Now we should have a lot more stone now, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place down all of these chests in here into the mine, and I'm also going to move. So to be able to move this, you just click on the item, click move, and you put it next to, or put it wherever you want to put it, which I'm going to put it next to the chests. And then I'm also going to go, where are we? We want to, did we make one of those workbenches as well? No, not quite yet. Okay, so once that's been moved over there, hopefully we'll make, and all those chests are being placed, we'll have more chests. And I might place some chests over here so that we can put our food inside of it. And with the food inside the chest, that'll mean it'll take longer to decay, because whilst this is staying outside, it will spoil over time. But if you put it in a chest, it'll take a lot less time to spoil. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of actions that I've got for them to do. They're building a house over here. They've got to place all these things down. They've got to mine this out, and they've got to collect all these. So I suggest that when you do play, try not to do too many actions at once. Otherwise, they won't really do that many. They'll try to do everything at once, and it'll take ages. Try to target, I want to do this first, and then when they're finished, do the next one. It will make it a lot cleaner. So don't do what I've done just now, but I just wanted to get a few things done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video there and skip back once this building's done. And we're back, so this is coming along nicely. It's now night time. Now I've got a few workers just standing around doing nothing, which I don't like. So I always want to give them a job to do. So I'm going to make my weaver, who's finished things. What I'm going to do is I actually want him to make all these items at all times, whenever he can. So I'm actually going to make all these items here maintain one in inventory. So that means that, you know, let's just take... Actually, I'll just get up to it. Oh no, that's the next one. So this one, for instance, goes to our workers, which makes our workers move faster. So as a worker takes one, I want him to be able to build a new one and then replace it. So the next time I get a worker, there's always one available. And that's the same with all the armor, so the thick leather vest. Same with our spiky quivers. So all these items I want to be available as soon as people come. So that'll make our weaver get back to work and do things. Guys, we need you to collect our plants because our edibles has gone down again. So as you can see, our warrior now has got a helmet, so they've got a lot more defense now. This is coming along really well, so our net worth is not becoming an issue. So I think we're probably at the point where we want to get a farmer. So farmers are something, oh, you guys are exactly the same, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to make Baxter the farmer. And with farming, it's very similar to trappers. When he picks that up and we've got a farmer, we'll be able to make a farm where you make zones. Now, I recommend when you do make farms, do them in single lines. Like this, and then make some turnips and some carrots and pumpkins. I like to have a bit of a range of different things, and I'm going to make quite a few of these lines. Now the reason why I'm making them in these lines rather than just having big squares is when you make them in lines, he puts an item in every single one, whereas if you make it something like that, he'll only put a line in every second row. So use more space, or less space I should say, just do them in single rows. It takes a little bit of time to lay out, but it makes no difference to these guys. Norm's back. Still nothing I want to buy from you, but let's sell some windows. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to place down these chests. And I'm going to put them outside the dining hall for the moment. And yep, that'll probably do. We'll keep that one spare. And reason why I've placed chests here is if you go to the chests, I'm going to turn these off. So I only want to collect resources within these chests, so things where they're mining. Bars, because we'll be eventually having a blacksmith in here as well. Weapons, armor, and that's it. So that's all I want in these particular chests. I'm going to change that for all of them. So resources and those 3. So that way those are the only items that will be placed in there, which are the... Actually, I better put thread, cloth and leather, because we might need leather in some armor as well. So that way that's all that will be placed in there. And I'm going to do the same with these chests, but for food, cooked food, cooking ingredients and plants. So let's do that right now. Yep. And this hopefully will mean that they won't have to walk as far to place these away either. So let's just do those, and maybe some tonics as well. And the same for this one. And hopefully they'll place those in there now rather than elsewhere. And we might even turn that off on these. So we don't want you to put those there, those, any of those, that. Actually, we might keep the cloth just because it's near these guys, and we don't want food in there either. And we don't want stone, clay, or raw materials. Okay, there you go. How much edibles are we up to? We need you to get more of these edibles, guys, otherwise we're going to miss out on the next day again. So what are we doing? Oh, it's because they're building that up. So we probably just missed out on getting another worker today. As you can see, our farmer's going along planning all those things. Now the farmers can actually do a decent amount of space, or a decent amount of farming. So let's make a few more. And we're not going to get the daily update because our food's enough, but our net worth's very high. So if we focus on food with the farmers, hopefully that'll make a big difference moving forward. I can't remember how many we've got of each, so let's just keep doing a few different ones. And I might even make a couple of rows up this way as well. So our farmer will be setting that up nicely. And we want you all to keep collecting these. And maybe just a couple more rows. Yep, turnip. Oops, let's go turnip, carrot, and then pumpkin. That'll do, I think. Okay, so as you can see, we're running out of people, so we definitely need more people. Because we've got a lot more things that we want to do and not enough people to do them. Now what we can do, considering we're not using our carpenter for oh no, they're building ladders and things. Or are we not really using our mason at the moment. What I might do with Mika, actually a mason can build, so I was going to say I was going to turn you back into a worker so that we can go and finish building this, but it looks like you're probably building that anyway, because masons can actually build. So how's our food going? Our food's very up and down. So we're building our place over here. We've done our mining, we've set up our farm, and I think that's going well. So I might skip through just a little bit more, and we'll see what happens in the next few hours. And we're back. We just finished building this second house, and Rufus Garrow has just come. So we've got a fair bit of items there. We don't want to sell those. We're just going to keep selling the furniture. We're now up to 439 gold. Got a lot of tools now, so we're coming along quite nicely. And what is there to buy? We could buy ore, but we currently don't have a blacksmith, so we probably won't use it just yet. So we'll wait just a little bit longer for that. I do want these guys to pick up this food. I don't know why they're not picking up the food. We've got more food, and I need to make sure that we get that by tomorrow, otherwise we're going to miss out on getting another worker, which I don't want to happen. And also it looks like over here we're getting plenty of food as well, so hopefully we won't have too much to do as far as mining. So how much mining do they have left? They still want to mine a little bit. They don't need to build this place. They've got nothing to place, so hopefully they'll start collecting more food before tomorrow. Because I need another worker. And they've also got all this wood to pick up that I chopped down a few more trees. Okay, so I'm just going to skip through again. We're back. I'm just planning to place a few chests down here, just so we can place hides and food in these for our trapper. So he won't have to walk quite as far to place them all away. And hopefully today, now that we've got plenty of food again, we will get an extra person. Yep, we do want an extra person, so Sips Pounder, that's an interesting name. Sips Pounder's come along, and what are your stats? So if I go to Sips Pounder, you are pretty good at everything, so what I'm going to make you is you're actually going to be our very, very first blacksmith, but I think I'm going to make you do that in the next episode. I think that'll probably do for this episode. In the next one I'll show you how the blacksmith works and how to use the blacksmith, but I think that'll probably do. If you did enjoy this episode, please remember to leave a like and subscribe if you're new to my channel, and besides that, I will see you all in the next episode. Thanks guys, see you later, bye.